So I'm actually trying to look at how activism can be used as a strong pedagogical tool for students from vulnerable communities. So majorly want to look at how activism can be used within classrooms to teach students uh, about the social inequalities that exist within their own spaces. Yeah, so they will majorly be like a high school student. So it'll be within the age bracket of say 14 to say 18. So I have, yeah, definitely. So I am interested in areas like social justice within classroom, gender equality in classroom spaces as well. I'm also interested in understanding how critical literacies can be used in classroom spaces to, sort of drive social justice and equity within classroom. Yeah. Yes, so not particularly in activism, but I have worked majorly with like the marginalized and vulnerable communities. So most of my experience has been with students who come from socially and economically difficult backgrounds. And that's what is sort of informing my research at this moment, where I'm trying to look at social justice as a larger area in within classroom spaces, and then activism as a tool is something that I'm exploring now. Like that's something new that I'm planning to explore in my research. Yes, so I have taught like these students of this age group for around 2.5 years. Personally, for me, yes, I think this is something that has been very close to my heart. Like I said, I've worked in this space before. I have also, personally connected a lot with the students uh, who sort of do come from these vulnerable communities. So personally, I think it's a very close to my heart sort of a topic, social justice and gender equality. And also, as a woman uh, uh, who's born in a country where gender norms are still very stereotypically understood. So I do think that always as a child I've been interested in exploring social justice and gender equality as a topic. Okay. Uh, so definitely because this is my first term, I'm still sort of formulating my research questions, but some of the things that do come to mind is, for example, how can activism be used as a pedagogical tool? Uh, could it be an effective pedagogical tool? What are some of the pitfalls of using activism within classroom spaces? And then uh, how to actually then use this tool, how to then actually use activism with teachers, like how do teachers have to be trained in order to use this tool effectively in the classroom. So these are some of the larger, broader questions I'm thinking about, yet to sort of frame it as research questions. Do I agree if I could? I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're asking me if the vulnerable students were, say, put in a classroom with people from other varied communities. Is that what your question is? Yeah. Uh, so there has, I think it helps in some way, where I think there is a definite exposure, uh, but I also feel that it comes with this issue of, and this is something that was actually tried in the Indian classrooms in the public schools, where students from vulnerable communities, they had some reserved seats for schools which were private schools, and it didn't work out very well because I think these students just struggle with issues of self-esteem and confidence, as they were confronted with students who were very different or very varied in their backgrounds. But I think it also helped the students who were, say, coming from an affluent background to be able to see the reality of what exists, which they are not able to look at in their day-to-day life. So I think it did. There was definitely like yeah, like there was a loss to that argument, and then there was a win to that as well. So I think they can be, if within the school they're able to be, like, if it's an inclusive space, if the school itself and if the teachers itself can create an inclusive space, I don't think that it's impossible for the two to mingle. I mean, I really don't think that. Uh, I mean, of course, there will be issues, but I think if we can create like very uh, how do you say that, like very intentionally create spaces where inclusivity is welcomed, maybe we could actually go towards a space where both can come together, and appreciate what each bring to the table. Correct. Yeah. So it would majorly be, yeah, that age group of students, and then also would look at teachers, because I do want to understand how teachers would then be able to use such a tool within their classroom spaces. Yes, they will be teenagers. Yeah, yes, yes. I think that I would need approval from the parents. uh, I mean, they're at that age group where, I mean, because they're not considered legally adults, I think you would need uh, consent from their parents. Yes. Yeah, so that's definitely, like you said as well, like it's a tough question right now to think about how I would be representing it. But when I think about this class that we're taking, I do want to look at uh, say some creative ways, because this research is majorly with, like, young adults. So if there is a way where I can represent it which is more creative, which appeals to them more, so I am definitely thinking about ways like storytelling, uh, or like infographics, like a little more creative in that sense. So storytelling is definitely something that's coming to my mind in terms of how I want to talk about my findings in the form of a story or something like that. But that's just, it's too early right now for me to comment on how I would represent the data as such. But yeah, that's definitely coming for the course, for this particular course that we're taking. This is definitely coming to my mind. Yeah, 1 second. I'm just going.